topic is on leadership styles, various leadership styles, and I'm going to talk to you about 8 common leadership styles which could be commonly effective, sometimes effective, and rarely effective. And to help you all understand that, I have little sheets which I'm going to hold up to explain each one. I'll first start with autocratic leadership. Does anyone have any idea of what autocratic means? Anyone? Yeah?
Dictatorial.
Yeah, pretty much. A person who is an autocratic leader is one who is more like a tyrant, in my eyes, a dictator, or someone who is the full authority, the one you hate. Why? Because he or she always makes all the decisions for you. I'm pretty sure when I'm doing my job, I don't want someone coming and telling me, Eliza, that's not how you're supposed to do your job. This is how you're supposed to do it. What kind of an employee are you? I'm pretty sure at that moment I would take the nearest thing and just flick it at his or her face. I haven't done that yet, but we never know. That's just one kind of leader. And how many of us feel that that sort of leader is appropriate? I don't. And this is why an autocratic leadership style is not very effective. These are the kinds of leaders that people riot against and say, we do not want you leading us anymore. Of course, that's not the only type. Let's switch to the next one. Laissez-faire. How many of you have heard of the laissez-faire leadership style? No hands? Not even the ones who have done their level 2. Oh, well, one person has. Thank you so much. But I'm not going to make you stand up and tell everyone what it is, because that's my job at the moment. Laissez-faire simply means let them do, or let them be. Simply put, I think of it, I would personally compare leadership styles with parenting styles. So being a parent, if you tell your kids, for those who have kids, sorry, if you tell your child, sure, go ahead, do what you want, I'm pretty sure, and especially if the child is a toddler, I'm pretty sure in less than 5 minutes, you're going to have your child in the kitchen putting their hands somewhere where they shouldn't be. I remember we let my sister alone when she was a toddler and she nearly ate a cockroach. Of course, there was the other time she cut herself with a razor and laughed at the blood, and then applied lipstick all over her body, and it took nearly 3 days for the color to run out. Long-lasting lipstick, everyone. But that's how that leadership style works. It's great for employees if you tell them, yes, I have full faith in you, do what you must. But it doesn't always help, because you limit your growth. If you do not have the person motivating you, challenging you as a leader, how are you going to improve, right? That's the other side. The next one is, of course, bureaucratic. It's not exactly autocratic. But say you're Hermione Granger. How many of you have watched Harry Potter? Because I'm a huge fan. There's a scene in which Hermione tells Ron and Harry, I'm going to bed before either of us get killed, or worse, expelled. She was more afraid of being expelled from the school than she was of getting killed. Why? Because she was a stickler for rules. And that's what a bureaucratic leader is. If you are going to stick to the rules all the time, there is no scope for growth, no out-of-the-box thinking. And that is not always a good leader, which is why it's rarely effective. I'll switch to the next. Transformational. Transformational is actually sometimes effective, because you've got leaders who say, yes, I'm going to challenge you, you're going to move forward, this and that. They give you all sorts of motivation, and they give you challenges. They say, you're going to grow like this, like that. But it doesn't always help, because they lose sight of the final goal. and then they end up giving, and then you end up being more burdened than you already are. Of course, that I now go to transactional. The transactional leader is someone we all love. The leader, the boss who says, you do well in your job, at the end of the month, you get a hike. Or at the end of the quarter, you get some bonus. That's great, but not always effective. Why? Because sometimes we employees feel that, if I just do like 3 hours a day, that's enough for me. There are a lot more, like the coach style, which is being a coach, the strategic, the democratic, which we all know about, voting, right? The voting styles. And I could go on and on. But there's really no point to it, is there? Because a good leader is not afraid to make mistakes and set an example for people. And as their author Simon Sinek says, a boss only has the title, but a leader has the people. Over to you.